Ours is a crazy place in oh so many ways. Let's try to make some sense of it on Spiritfolk Saturdays.
Welcome to the weekly Filling and Tit-based podcast, Spiritfolk Saturdays. Today we're here to talk about episode 91, part 5 of the Everything is on Fire arc. I'm your host, Elfie, Spirit of Preparation. Joining us this week are normerra,
Spirit of alcohol and metaphors.
and theronomera. Thero.
Spirit of boosties.
I'm Spirit of Preparation because when Horvin said you might be finding out too much about Jinkala in chat, and I just put in all caps, I am so prepared. And I just saved that in my notes.
That is very interesting that Horaven said that, though, because I'm not exactly sure what could be so, I don't know, mind-wrecking about Jinkala.
I mean, it was a city that was
Maybe there's some sort of hidden spirit folk.
Yeah. And it was kind of like, if it was ruled by gods, it's not unthinkable to believe that it was built by gods. So, I mean, who knows by this point?
That's true. It could have all sorts of strange secrets.
Yeah. I mean, death is there for a reason, right? I mean, granted, most of that reason at this moment appears to be murder, but Zeth is really cute. Like, that is one of my notes. Zeth is cute. Fuck, so cute, fuck. Just like, I don't know, it's the thing where, like, Fury tells it, like, oh, you know, the humans have death as, like, a permanent thing, and it looks over at the corpse and it pushes it over. God. That's adorable. Jay, why do you make all of my favorite characters murderers? Come on. And Fury was here again, which was good timing because I drew her this week, and I was like, oh, hey, that's... And those two are such nerds also, like, just hanging out in this burning building, you know, just chilling, and, like, discussing humanity and stuff, and it gives her, like, a noogie. That's adorable. Like, oh my god.
I actually forgot to look it up. What exactly is it?
A noogie is like when someone... I don't know how to quite describe it. Like, you know when older brothers, like, take their younger brothers around their neck and just, like, rub a fist into their hair until it gets all messy?
Oh, that!
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's adorable! I don't know how we managed it because she's wearing a hat, but it's adorable.
Okay, that confuses me even more because when Fairy first appeared, I thought that she was a servant or like a pupil to Zeth, but it just seems like they're kind of just friends doing nerd friend things, basically.
She says, I was sent to observe, so presumably, like, by a different Zeth?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because she had to explain it to him, so...
Yeah, there might be, like... Yeah, I don't know. It's just so cute. Just like, come on. Come on. Oh, I also have the note Fury, more like fiery, am I right?
Oh my god.
You should feel ashamed.
Hmm?
That's a really bad pun and you should feel ashamed.
Yes! That is my goal.
I just want to say that I was right about the meteor things.
Yeah, you were.
So, while my internet was freaking out, did anyone bring up the thing where Zeth appears to be carrying gods with him?
In what sense?
He mentioned he was carrying gods. Like, he outright stated that line.
It might have something to do with the title card of Gods Are Gone, where it's like bunch of, what were they, like swords that look kind of like crosses and spirits everywhere.
Yeah, to be honest, when I was rewatching the spell stream at, oh gosh, they were at, they were near the Fox King's Manor, and Jay mentioned that it's one of the 9 shrines, and that it's that graveyard that they went through to get to Charod's nest, essentially, yeah? Mm-hmm. And that's the first thing I was reminded of, because Zeth wanted to see the Fox King and eventually found her, but I don't know if it's actually accurate because the graveyard that they fought in actually had gravestones, so no swords.
Yeah.
But there might be a connection there because of the whole Zeth and the Fox King thing.
Mhm. I think we discussed at one point in the past that Fury's first prophecy thing was a haiku, and this one is. I love how Colvin just charges in and is really upset that her haiku is off. It's like
Yeah, that was great.
5, and then if you count Ire as 2 syllables, then it's 8. But if you count it as one, it's 7. And then the last one is like lost without its shepherds is 6. And it's just like, man, I love Colvin so much. Just like, God, that
Yeah,
was.
he's
Colin can sense it.
But the quote unquote like prophecy we got this week is country of the spurned, blessed by the sight of ire, lost without its shepherds. Which is like I have theories as to what that means, but I might be wildly off about them. Spurned is an interesting choice of words. Assuming it's still talking about honorant, like that'd be a good reason for the word for the usage of blessed, and if like shepherds is referring to the gods, so like
Probably.
country of the spurned is in spurned by the deities they used to worship, blessed by the sight of ire, and now kind of like at war with them, lost without its shepherds. Um,
the shepherd thing could also refer to the clan leaders who are all AWOL.
yeah,
I was thinking the sight of ire might just be a euphemism for fire. So, like, it's on fire. But
yeah.
that might be a straightforward approach.
Uh,
I thought it was interesting how Zeth referred to the big rock things as guardians.
mm. Yeah, he said I left enough guardians. That's hmm. That word will always be worrying in thrilling intent from now on. I think everyone is aware of this.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's slightly ominous.
But then Ash didn't really seem to react to them other than
Spirit folk that are golem-ish is certainly reminding me of earlier theories involving golems and also just like whatever the heck is up with Ash. But like, I don't know. They seem more like clusters of rocks that had spirit energy put inside of them than proper spirits.
Yeah, or golems. I mean,
Yeah,
after all, golems are created with a part of the person who's creating them, aren't
they
they?
would be, I think, more indirect golems because golems are you put divine magic in them, and this one is you put spirit magic in them.
Yeah, I suppose. Though it was probably discussed. I think it was you who brought it up that that might be the same thing. That golems might be artificial spirit folk, right?
Yeah, or at least attempts at them.
That could be right.
Oh, what else I was gonna say in relation? Oh, they also have like a nougaty center. Like that just sounds like a kind of like if you think about it, is like candy, like I don't know, some kind of like Cracker Jack thing, and then you put like one of those fireball candies inside. I don't even have a name for these creatures. We can't really refer to them as anything other than like the stone spider weird thing. But
Well, if they have a nougaty center, I'd be tempted to call them chocolates or pralines.
um, Corvin is also a paladin, which is kind of
Surprising?
I was gonna say kind of obvious in hindsight, considering the definition
Is
of
it?
paladin. Is just someone who quote, challenges the power of deities. So basically, someone who uses divine magic. But
Well, when you put it like that, it's extremely obvious.
yeah, that's just the definition of paladin. It's just you always think of it as someone in like, big, white armor and rides a horse. So,
Yeah, a giant sword and the banner.
yeah. Although in this case, he's kind of more of just a warrior who doesn't. No one in this series wears armor or like efficient armor. None of the main characters, at least.
Loves kinda does.
He doesn't even have a helmet.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty much nobody has a helmet except the gods.
It's kind
So
of
Dunstan had a helmet.
it's kind of like the movie trope thing of like none of the main characters wear helmets because otherwise you can't see their faces. And then it's just
Yeah.
like, oh well, we don't know what this character looks like anymore. We can't tell these characters apart.
I don't think that would be an issue in Thrilling Intent.
Yeah. But just like, so that's interesting to know. And just that technically, or at least he didn't deny it. So it's kind of
Yeah. He was kind of
in a rush, let's say.
Yeah. I don't think he was really paying attention, but I think he'd deny it if it wasn't true.
Yeah. Thus far,
And-
we've only really heard paladins used in Altrea, so it's like, how widely spread of a term is it?
I think Altray might be the only country that has an extended history with paladins. Like, paladins are actually important to their country in a way, but other countries also have paladins. They're just not that central.
But in the same sense that, like, the Altrean paladins, in the sense that golems are artificial spirit folk, Altrean paladins are artificial paladins. They use, like, Eos to power their magic, and they don't actually draw on the power of, like, a deity. Honestly, knowing what we know of, like, the history of humans and spirit folk so far, I am very much questioning where exactly the whole paladin thing, like, started.
Yeah.
Sounds kind of like the inverse of, like, the knight in shining armor who goes to slay the dragon, and the dragon's like, look, I'll give you the ability to shoot fire if you go and burn down that village instead. And he's just like, sure. Turns around and runs away.
That is likely. Do we actually know where Eos comes from or what it
We have
really
no
is?
idea. There was a quote Eos farm, although no one
Yeah.
is aware of what it's farmed from, which is almost worrying, as there did not appear to be any crops there. So yeah,
The vats were all inside, and well,
they're rainbow colored.
yeah, it kind of reminded me of like, when you take a pig into a barn. So I don't mean to be morbid here, but it could be possible that Eos is kind of made of wisps or something.
That seems to be the prevailing theories, like ground up wisps or ground up spirit folk, like Rainbow Factory style.
That's nice. So technically, if that were true, technically Marcus would have drunk probably entire 2 Spiritfolk.
Ash would have
Well done.
made contact with a lot more, considering how much he used to heal Gregor.
Yeah, so
it's
all
really-
of them pretty much.
It's really morbid, really fast.
Oh, goodness.
Ash and Horvin are an amazing team, if a somewhat questionable one. I love Horvin so much. He's just shouting all the time, and then he gets really serious for a second, and Ash is like confused. It's so cute. So amazing. I love it.
I feel kind of bad for Ash though, because imagine the situation. You're exhausted after a very long fight. You get to sit down, have some drinks, finally just like chat to somebody pleasantly for a while. It's all nice, and then suddenly a burning corpse crashes through the ceiling, and there's also her Raven, who also crashes through the window, I think. And, well, your entire sense of peace and calm and tranquility is ruined as you learn that everything is on fire, everything is horrible, everyone is dead, and we cannot have nice things.
Alright, 2 episode title suggestions for this week are near constant title drop, because everything is on fire is something that everyone seems to be saying quite often, and Ash cannot have nice things.
She really can't. I mean, do you know how exhausted she must be? The past 2 episodes, she's used the moss hand so many times. I feel
Yeah.
very worried for her.
Yeah. On the bright side, she was on the end of like buffing magic for once when Horvin did the thing. She's like, oh, that's what that feels like.
Yeah, that's very nice, at least.
Yeah.
I don't
Uh,
think she'd overexert herself, though.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Or the line of just like in the middle of fight narration is just, I'm not a rock climber. I don't know what the term for this is. It says Ash as she crashes into the thing face. Poor cow. Come on.
It's totally normal to be thinking about the proper term when you're in the middle of combat.
Yeah,
No
make
worries.
something up. Make something up. Or just start describing it instead of like fumbling for the right word. Although it right like coming up with all that on the spot is fairly impressive. There's the note at the end of the episode that I love from Jay, which is talking to myself is mortifying. Colvining at myself is gratifying. Just like, man, I love Jay. This entire
Indeed.
ep was amazing.
Yeah. Colvin really pushes the series forward, I think. He's really the MVP of Twirling in
I
10.
was
He's
gonna
very
say Colvin for
underappreciated.
new main character, you know? Like,
He doesn't even have a card. This is a blasphemy.
I just love that he comes running in and just shouts, liquor license! And just like, um? Or like fumbles for the term as former restaurant owner. Oh, I love Colvin.
I like how he just doesn't care about the fire or the smoke. It's not just. It signifies that the truth of the smoke and the fire was not strong enough for Colvin.
Yeah.
Just. It didn't even phase him. No.
If he can punch it, it's fine. He'll just punch it and it goes out and he's like, yes, I've won. I love the idea of Colvin's moves all now being named after like recipes and stuff. Like he like uppercuts someone and it's called liquor license, and then he like sucker punches someone, it's knuckle sandwich. Just like really, really clever and or dumb names for just combat moves. That'd be so great.
And he says, you can have the whole menu on the house when he gives somebody a full beatdown.
Or like roundhouse kick, stirred shaken.
Yeah.
Just, he's so great. So great. There's also going to be another fan art fridge at some point in the future. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Not just because I have like 4 dozen things that may or may not end up somewhere on that fridge.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how they're gonna do that because I know that you tend to create a lot of amazing art very quickly. I don't know how you do it. You're a magician, really.
I do nothing else all day. That is my secret. You know, the Hulk is always angry. I am never busy.
I'd like to have your free time then.
But like, God, I'm mostly just excited because STA might be on there, and like,
It most certainly will.
we love
I'm pretty
STA with
sure.
all our heights, and I'm somewhat interested in seeing if/how they'll do anything with the animatic.
I think, I mean, it would only be logical if they let it play,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
I can just imagine it's going to be a 3-hour long.
That's what I was going to say.
1 hour is going to be your art.
At least 3 hours of just like, alright, you know, they give everything like 20 seconds, and it's still going to be like several hours worth of just things. Like, they called the last one the Fridge Apocalypse. It's like, what is this? Like, Ragnarok? What do you call it? Something that's more serious than something that's more serious than the apocalypse.
Well, this is more like the apocalypse, then the birth of the world, then the apocalypse again.
I don't think there's a term for that.
Yeah, somebody should probably get on that and invent it. I vote Kia.
It's like a Frankensteining the world. You kill it, and then you bring it to life, and then you kill it again.
Basically.
Frank,
They'll come up
Franken,
with something.
Frankenfridge. There we go. Also, I
Yeah.
don't think, regardless of how many dimensions they put on it, they cannot store that many things on the fridge.
Yeah, I was I was saying that kid's probably gonna have to build at least 10 more fridges.
Or maybe it should be like a walk-in freezer. You walk inside, and there's just pictures everywhere, hanging on racks like meat.
Oh goodness.
Anything else from the episode you want to discuss? I think Sarah was having trouble with her internet. She's been gone for a bit. I don't know what.
Her Raven mentioned that this isn't supposed to be really anything elaborate. It's just things that stuck with me really. Her Raven mentioned that he knows a place where spirit folk might be or hide or something of the sort. And I don't exactly know if he's talking about a place where Zeth might be. Welcome back, Thero. Or if he's talking about the place where the spirit folk that Zeth is seeking might be.
It might be. We were discussing the rise, or we've discussed the rise rather, how it's like the Zeth doesn't know where the rise is in comparison to the rest of the city.
Yeah.
There might be something like under it. Like I'm thinking of like a spirit folk that's like buried under the rise and caused the land to rise up over time, like leavened bread.
Maybe it was what I was thinking about. I mean, Zinkala is named the Labyrinthine City, right? So what if it was the labyrinth that got buried and then was under the city? Because I don't see what's so labyrinthine about the city's layout as it stands right now. So
Yeah,
maybe it's built on ruins.
That's what I said like a couple episodes ago.
Oh, sorry. I must have stolen it from you.
No, it's fine. Great minds think alike. So that's also another thing. Although labyrinths are generally like the thing with the labyrinth in ancient mythos is that it was built to contain something.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking that the Spiritfolk could be buried there, maybe.
That could honestly just be why it's called the Labyrinthine City in the first place. It's not that it's shaped like a labyrinth, but that in the same sense it is built to contain something.
Oh, yeah.
That could work.
Also, who is the I don't mind. I want to say something, but I'm not sure how much sense it will make.
Try.
Is that there were the three spirit folk leaders of the clans, and one of the spirit folk we know was Jin. So was Jin one of the leaders of the clans at one point? Were they like Jin, Ka, and La or something like that? That's where the name of the city comes from. It honestly wouldn't surprise me by this point. It's like that name makes me so suspicious, and I will not abandon my suspicion for the foreseeable future. So it would explain why, Jin was leading the ban, in that, I lost my place of leadership amongst, the city of Shinkala, but I did not lose it within the scope of honorance.
Yeah. Honestly, that could work. I mean, I'd imagine that could be spirit folk named Ka and La.
Yeah.
Or Kal and A.
Yeah. I have a friend named Cal, so I mean, like, if that's the case, I will have to make fun of him for it. Anything else we want to discuss about the episode? Sarah, you kind of missed a bit, but we can go back over it if there's anything you want to talk about.
Yeah, there's no trouble.
Most of my notes is just pointing out fun little things, so that doesn't really matter that much. I guess not.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, no. I thought it was kind of interesting how this time when Ash destroyed the second monster, it was noted that there was a wisp inside.
I guess it's not necessarily like a specific like a set of like multiple types of spirits bound to these creatures. So like a spirit that is still a wisp bound to a creature, a spirit that is of light and fire bound to a creature, perhaps.
Could be.
Maybe. I also kind of find it kind of funny how Harvin just shoved it in his pocket.
Or
Go on.
everyone in this series is cute. There, I said it. That's the third episode title suggestion. Everyone is cute.
Well, you're right, basically. Sometimes they're less cute because of some things that they do. I'm looking at a certain character, but I will not name names.
Even when they're not being a good person, they're still pretty cute, though.
That is true. Those two are not mutually exclusive.
I mean, Zelvetta murders people, and I think he's pretty cute. That's still like I was listening to. I apparently liked hard rock music. I didn't realize this until I looked up the genre of the band I was listening to. But just like Zelvetta listening to that kind of music and air guitaring is just really cute.
Zelvetta in very, very punk rock clothing. With platform boots so that he's a bit taller.
And like a hoodie from Hot Topic. Man, I want to draw that now. Dang it, Normerra.
Please do.
You had me at platform boots. I mean, I really can't, like, deny the adorableness.
He just wants to be taller.
So he can get those couple inches and be taller than Gregor.
It's more like so he could get the cup off the shelf.
He'll just climb the shelf. Like, he'll scale the wall. There. He has the cup.
And then the shelf tips over.
There's a stream that takes place on the day before this podcast goes out. But we can't talk about it because it hasn't happened yet.
Oh yeah.
Time magic. So we'll talk about that next week, even though we're all really excited for it. We physically cannot bend the laws of time. I'm sorry. We already got in trouble for that once. We really don't want to try it again.
Oh, can I not use the time machine?
No.
Aww.
I unplugged it.
Aww. No fun. You know I hate plugging things in.
And I had to send the DeLorean back, so I mean. Okay,
Fan art
series...
fridge?
Hmm?
Fan art fridge?
We discussed that a bit, but if you
God
want
damn
to...
it.
Sorry.
Say your thoughts on it.
Yeah.
You'll have some out there, won't you, Tara?
I think so. I'm trying to remember what on earth I might have done, but I honestly actually can't right now.
You can check your blog's tag.
Yeah, that's true.
You've done
pretty sure there
some
was some
palette challenges, I believe. I'm not sure if you tagged those to your fan art, but
I do sometimes, if I think they're good enough.
We also discussed how it's probably going to be like a 3-hour long thing. A 3-hour long
I'm
ordeal.
perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, everyone seems to be the general consensus is like, it can be like 6 hours. We don't really care. We'll be happy with
Sorry.
6-hour long content.
it's them talking for 6 hours.
And I have to record it in like chunks though. Like I cannot imagine doing the fan art fridge for 6 hours.
I'm just imagining how they like open it up. It's just like Ash stumbles in and then falls to the floor, and it's just like you can't see her because she's covered in a mountain of paper.
It's like yeah. Or just like
Tara,
they go like they can swim in how much paper there is.
Yeah.
If fan art were gold coins, we could buy all around. Is the first thing I thought of. It's like those old, things of like people swimming in money. Yeah, that. I mean, no, that's not a good synonym. I was gonna say a picture's worth 1,000 words, but I don't know how much 1,000 words is worth in money. Oh, I meant to write this down, but I have an AU pitch that has been making me laugh since I thought of it yesterday. is Kim Possible AU?
You mentioned that in chat, didn't you?
Yes. Because it starts off simple, as there's 3 main characters. So I mean, it's like, Ash is Kim, and I guess it would be Marcus is Ron and Gregor is Rufus? I mean, you gotta admit that's funny. Gregor is a naked mole rat. Kier could be Wade, and then Inian would be Shigo, and it's like, alright, who would be Draken? And I've decided that Colvin would make the best Draken, because Colvin trying and failing to be evil would probably be the funniest thing on the face of the planet.
Yes, that's actually perfect.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
But
yeah.
he wouldn't be the type to complain about the lemons, though.
No. But I think it would be pretty great. I think it would be pretty great. Just like Draken's got like the scar and Colvin's got like the eye patch thing. It's perfect.
Yeah, it really is.
That would be yeah. I don't even know like what the context of this AU is or like what would happen in it. It just made me laugh really badly. Also the naked mole rap exists, and that's still one of the best things. Mark is trying and failing to rap.
Well, I'm not sure if you two are familiar with Crypt of the Necrodancer. I was kind of thinking of an AU about it, but the main problem with it is that a lot of the characters in Crypt are related family-wise, so it gets kind of weird.
That reminds me, so I've been playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon for like 4 days straight, and I'm almost beating the game. And I was thinking of like just like a really. I always compare Rat to like Kecleon as like that guy that just mysteriously shows up in the dungeon and has like a shop. Just gets really mad at you when you like will just like knock you out hardcore if you try to steal stuff, but otherwise is really passive and friendly. It's just like, what if all of the characters in Thrilling Intent were like Mystery Dungeon NPCs? Like, Thog would run the bank. Um, kind of imagine it's like Kier and Marcus doing like some sort of shop together. It's like, was it Marcus and Kier's Mischief and Contraptions? And then, like a Spinda's Cafe kind of thing. And I guess Gregor would work there. I don't know. I just think it'd be cute. Like, Ash could either like heal you, or like you could pay her money and have her follow you around in the dungeon to heal you as you went. I think it'd be. Video game AUs are great ideas. We need to talk about them more.
Yeah, in general. I think you two know Terraria, right? So what if do you?
I'm not.
I don't No?
I have it, but I've never actually played it.
Oh.
I played Starbound. Like,
Terraria's not really like Starbound, unfortunately. And fortunately.
I've like seen people play it, so I kind of know a bit about it.
yeah.
Well, a lot of things are possible in Terraria, so I guess you can use your imagination, Elfie. But what if the cast of Thrilling Intent were NPCs in Terraria? What would they sell? What would they say?
Here, sell explosives.
There's already an explosive merchant.
Shh. This is an AU. We can do anything here.
He could sell
I feel like
advanced
Marcus would do that.
explosives.
Like wizardy NPC that there is. Sell like magic shit.
Before we end it, there's 2 things rather. First off, what do we think is going to happen next episode?
Higher?
We found out the truth.
I assume because everyone is heading towards the Rise, we will get to the Rise, because that's where Kieran, Marcus, and Gregor went, and that's where Corvin and Ash went, and that's where Zeth is going, and I don't know what's up with Fury.
I think she's just going to, I don't know, go somewhere to observe.
I think if Thrilling Intent was a video game, when it reached the end credits, it would just be a shot of Fury standing on a cliff and playing a song on her little lyre. That'd be really cute. If I knew how to write music, I would try that. But I don't.
Oh, that makes me kind of want to just animate this really short thing with a pixelated Fury and just credits with
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the third wheel cat, just with the guys' names, rolling down.
I've been thinking about working on another animatic, and this one actually just like Fury showing up was just like, this reminds me of a shot in that animatic, so I drew it, and I'm like, man, I want to start that soon, but it requires listening to the same song over and over and over for like 4 hours just to figure out shots. So we'll see how that goes.
Hopefully well.
Yeah. I don't have time today, so I can't even start it today.
I wanted to ask, what do you think is going to happen in the fight between Colvin and Zeth? Because we know that Colvin is very strong, but, well, Zeth is Zeth.
Yeah, I don't know. Zeth kind of killed a lot of guards, and like, even Honorian guards are at least somewhat competent. Like, they are more competent than other guards and can even be considered strong in some cases.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, with like the knowledge that murder is a permanent thing, he said that he wasn't going to murder Colvin, but like, I kind of don't think that Colvin will win that fight. That's
I
just
just hope he survives.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he will. I don't think they'd be so cruel as to murder Colvin when everyone loves Colvin.
Well, let's not dwell on that.
Or it's the really anticlimactic ending where Colvin accidentally kills Seth, and it's like, oh, all of the conflict is over now.
Everything is not on fire.
Everything is still on fire, just no more fires are being started. I guess we're done here. And then also, I'm probably going to make a post about this, but just because I will be lazy and forget, or be lazy and just not do it. I'm looking for an editor to edit the podcast because school is starting soon, and the podcast will have slightly less turnaround time, and I enjoy having free time. So if anyone is interested in editing the podcast, shoot me a message on Tumblr or YouTube or Skype or what have you, and I'll get to you about it. Anyway, if you'd like to listen to more episodes of the podcast, you can find us at spiritfolksaturdays.tumblr.com. If you want to join the TI Skype chat, feel free to shoot us an ask with your Skype name. We'd be happy to have you. Thanks for listening. We'll see everybody next week. Bye!
Bye.